Welcome back to part two of No Ball's rookie tier list for 2025 season. I'm joined by the same people, thankfully, so this doesn't get weird. Bentley, I'll start with you because I know you're the most depressed. Duke just lost to North Carolina on I guess a last second three. How you doing?
Not good. I'm not. I'm not good. I'm in a bad spot. The rush really boned us. They called one foul against North Carolina in the second half of that game, which is insane. Duke's entire offense this year has been designed to get shots at the rim. That's what they do, and then maybe Evans will make a couple of threes. So a team whose entire offensive focus is to take shots at the rim was only fouled a single time in the second half of a basketball game. That's insane. You can't make this stuff up. Once again, under John Shire, Duke blows a large second half lead with 10 minutes to go.
Yeah,
Common theme.
it was tough. It was tough. Caleb Wilson carried North Carolina in the first half, and then I think Duke definitely struggled at the end. Hey, but the two best players on the floor were clear. I think that could make the 2026 tier list potentially interesting in the future. Two freshmen that I think were clearly the best players. Boozer's been I think arguably the best freshman in the country, and continued and played pretty well, I thought. And then Caleb Wilson's been one of the three or four best as well. So uh, you know, it is relevant to what we're talking about to some extent. And I'll kind of ask that question about that a little bit, but I'm sorry that happened to you, man. I know it's tough. You can have a great franchise like the University of Houston.
Hey, they still have to play tonight, buddy. Don't
I know, I know.
they
That's true.
tip off in an hour?
I know. It's March is what matters.
True.
All right. Sam, welcome back. Nice to see you again. In your office, same place as always.
Yep.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm great, actually. I did not watch the Duke game. I was watching the women's team hitting the ski slopes for the Winter Olympics is what I was watching. So I'm
Right.
good. I'm feeling inspired. I don't think they medaled yet. I think it was just like the first round or whatever, but it was good. So I'm inspired and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Are you
We talked
gonna
to.
are you
Oh,
gonna
go
get
ahead,
your
Billy.
ACL removed to stand in solidarity with Lindsey Vaughn?
No, I'm just gonna like be inspired like internally, I think. I think that that'll be better for me than a torn ACL.
Severe medical debt? Yeah, probably.
That too.
No, you got insurance. You're fine.
Yeah, that's how it works here. Sam, we talked a little bit about the Knicks game. We were texting back and forth a small amount. Maybe one of the worst games of the season for the Knicks. How you feeling? We'll do our Knicks check-in.
I'm feeling okay. And I was out also texting Bentley about this at night because he texted me and said that the Knicks could possibly suck, but it's not confirmed yet. I don't remember the exact words, but that's what it sounded like.
I said they might be ass.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Something like that. But I mean, let me think about this. There's a lot of factors that the Knicks got. I mean, Pistons a good team. Whatever.
Yep,
I think they're
great team.
very physical. Karl Anthony Towns wasn't playing. OG and Anunoby wasn't playing. Those are big factors for us, especially OG, just because he's the Knicks defense basically, and he's probably one of the more physical ones. So I'm not too worried about it. The Denver game was great. I thought the Knicks played really well, except 3 seconds left, and Mikal Bridges wants to do a loose ball foul the way he did. But I thought they played great against Denver, so they're inconsistent, but it's a lot of time left. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the East, I think you still feel all right. Detroit's going to beat you up without Cat. They remind you to the next day that you played them. They're that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
team. Um, and Denver is a little bit, but nowhere near as physical as Detroit is. So yeah, I agree. Denver was a big win, and I still think y'all will be all right. I just know you live the Knicks on your sleeves, as I do
Yeah.
with the Rockets, who barely won today with a SGA and J Doubless OKC.
He's going in now.
My hot take for the game is that the OKC defense is better without SGA and J Dub. They run all over the floor. They could play the passing lanes better than anybody. They're real tough. They don't score nearly as well, but they are very hard to score on and prevent turnovers. So it was fun watching the 17 perimeter defenders they have steal the ball 1,000 times from our. Enjoyed that. All right, well, we're back to the tier list. I want to start first by asking, should Cooper Flag get moved into his own tier? We asked this question last time, and then he's been, as Bentley said before the pod, the leading scorer in the NBA over the last 10 games, I believe you said. Does he get moved into S plus, or does he plant his flag in his own tier, some might say? Is he that good?
Yeah, if there's a tier above S, he's in it. I mean, the things that he, as a 19-year-old, are able to do on the court against, NBA rosters is just incredible.
Sam, how do you feel? Is he so far ahead of everybody else?
Yeah, I think with Cooper Flag, it's impressive just because yeah, he's a rookie, but he's so young and he's playing against people who are seasoned and great players, and he's able to put up such big numbers. So I'm really curious to see how much he improves with just more years of experience. So I would say yeah, I would put him in his own category. He's fun to watch. I really liked watching the Hornets game when they played the Hornets. I think it was last week. It was a good game, and he played really well. I had him
Yeah,
for 50 plus points actually, and he got 49. So I was sad.
that's quite a bet.
When
Yeah, I
did
mean,
you put
young.
that bet in?
I think I did it at like halftime because I was like, oh my god, this kid is like cooking. I was like, he's got to. I don't
Yeah.
remember what he had at halftime, but I was like, I'm feeling it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, no, 49. I think I did it like halftime.
I want to say this podcast is unsullied by gambling promotions, and we will continue to be that way. Sam has an addiction.
Unless they pay me money to talk about it. If they pay me money to talk about it, I'm on board.
That's on Bentley's pod. He'll be talking about our gambling. Yeah, he's the youngest player in the league, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
He was like, what, only just turned 18, like when he got, or was only a few months past 18 when he got drafted, I think, a month or two, or something like that. So yeah, he's incredibly young. Yeah, weird birthdays with getting drafted. It's like I'm gonna move up a grade so I can get drafted because I'm born a couple weeks after the draft eligibility. Worked out for him though. So yeah, we're gonna move him to the flag tier, which I think is all by himself. But we'll keep him just at the top of S for now. All right, so we're gonna rank all these guys S through D, same as we did before. We'll start now with a guy who started really well, and I think it's been tailing off a little bit because there's been some competition. Ryan Kalkbrenner from Creighton. One of Bentley and I both like him, so I'll let Bentley give his piece.
Yeah, I've been telling people about Kalkbrenner for like the last 3 years because he was just awesome in college. He's huge, long arms, uh, pretty good feet work for a man of that size. His minutes have dwindled, therefore his production has dwindled. Is just taken over the starting role and kind of negatively impacted the way that Kalkbrenner has been used in that system. I think he played 4 years at Creighton. He at least played 3, so he was a little older when he came out. He's probably like a low end B guy for me. I envision him being a guy who sticks around the NBA for a long time, plays on a bunch of different contracts, and is probably never a super impactful player, but never a bad NBA player, right? So if we want to put him in C, that's fine. I'd have him low end B, personal bias. I think he's a really good basketball player, but I don't know that he's ever going to be like the focal point of a front court on an NBA team.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think we kind of know who he is. Like he's baked into, if you're trading for him, you kind of you know what the value is.
Yeah.
There's the ceiling is not really there, but the floor is there. But yeah, it is not a lot of mystery, I guess, is a thing. He played 5 years at Creighton, I believe. I think it was either 4 or 5. But yeah. All right, Sam, what do you think about Ryan Kalkbrenner? I just want to say first, I'm a fan. Great first name, but I'll let you.
I would probably go C just because if you're consistent, you're doing what you got to do. Like when you're out there, limited minutes or not, then then you're average, but you're not putting up the big numbers. So I think that would be more for me. But yeah, I would just go C as long as you're doing what you got to do. C's cool with me.
Okay, so I'm a tiebreaker, I guess. Yeah, Musa Diabate getting in the way a little bit in Charlotte. Diabate's looked very good. I think they like him a little bit more than Kalkbrenner, which hurts his value. So I'm going to say he is a great C, because if you know what you're getting, if you need blocks and you need rebounds and you need somebody who scores only at the basket from a categories perspective, he's perfect. He's higher. But that's all you're ever probably going to get. And so that doesn't mean he's like unrosterable. I think he's definitely rosterable. It just very specific types of rosters I think he'll benefit from. So I'd have him in C, just because there's basically limited potential. He's 24 already, so almost as old as me. So limited potential, as I say about myself. All right, was quick. All right, on to an interesting one. Kasparas Yakushonis, who was a well-liked player out of Illinois. Big guard. He's 6'6". He's with the Miami Heat. Hasn't played much, except for recently. He's been playing a little bit. Miami's an interesting place.
I'm gonna look at what I'm looking at right now.
Looks just like him.
Yeah,
Definitely
that's
no Kasparas
interesting.
there.
Yeah, I don't. Good job. Hashtag basketball.
It's just, that's okay. We appreciate the stats. Hashtag basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a guy who was fell in the draft. A lot of people had him as a lottery pick. He fell to the Heat. He's kind of an interesting big guard prospect. Finley, I'll let you go.
Yeah, I was a big fan of Yakuchonis when he was playing at Illinois. Liked him coming out of the draft. You mentioned it. He's a big guard. Where he really thrived in college and the games that I watched, what I took away was that he was a guy who was always able to get to his spot. That's something people talk about a lot with like the great scorers in the NBA. There's like they have their spots, they're able to get to them, they can hit from there. He was a guy who would get to his spot and make the play happen from there, right? He's never gonna I'm not gonna say never. He is not likely to be a guy who's going to put 40 on you and beat you that way, but he's a playmaking guard. You know, he eventually is going to be the point guard there in Miami, is my assumption. So I like him. I think the ceiling is pretty high. He's still young. He's not even 20 yet. We talk about Cooper Flagg being 19. Yakchonis also still just 19 years old. He's in a great organization. They're going to get him right. I would imagine he's going to play there for a long time, right? Unless he just kind of never gets any better, which is certainly a possibility, but I don't envision that being the case. I'd put him right in the B tier. He could be really, really, really good. Like he could be an awesome NBA player. He's probably just going to be a good NBA player for a while if I had to make a prediction here. So when his usage rate goes up, he's going to be more valuable on a categories Dynasty team. But right now, he's just not playing a whole bunch. That'll change as time goes along, though.
All right, Sam, you gotta. I know you're looking at his stats, and it
I
doesn't
am.
look great.
No, I'm unimpressed. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I don't know much about this guy, but because I don't watch many of the Heat games. I've been noticing that you guys are rating them on the potential, and high hopes and stuff. So I'll just go ahead and agree. I said B. That's sure, but it's giving C. 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, but they're rookies, so we'll feed off the potential. So we'll go B.
Yeah, I was very high in the draft on Yakushonis, like a lot of people were. I think I had him at like 7 on my board. The shot is a concern a little bit, obviously playing the guard, and you want someone hopefully who can shoot a little bit. But he is a big guard. He has a lot of things going for him. So some playmaking chops. Can't get downhill as much as you would like, but because of his size, he can get to the mid range. You're hoping for that to develop from 3 and towards the rim to kind of unlock the playmaking ability. But yeah, decent rebounding because of his size. I expect him to be significantly better than he currently is. He's a project, high variability. He could end up not being great. That's definitely a possibility. So I'm fine with B. I think B makes a lot of sense. I think if you're a bad team, he's a good grab because he needs a year or 2 for sure before he does anything, and then you can evaluate as that goes. You can kind of take the risk. If you're a good team, he's probably not someone you want hanging around your roster. The worst team in our league has him, I believe, so she's doing a great job based off that. All right, on to a guy who plays even less, I believe. We got a Duke legend, Kaman Maluak, drafted 10th overall to the Phoenix Suns. Originally a Rockets pick. That's why I remember that. An extreme project, I think, but huge center, kind of a mystery box. But yeah, I think this is an interesting discussion to have. Sam is likely going to look at the stats and say
This kid.
this guy can't play, but he's been in the G League most of the year, so we have to kind of think about him. But he's huge. Phoenix, I think he's got a pathway to start in the next couple of years in Phoenix. Obviously, there's another Duke guy there that may get in the way, but yeah, interesting play. So, Sam, what do you think with his? I don't know what his numbers are, but I know it's not great.
1-0-0. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I don't really have anything, to be honest. I don't. How many games does this guy play?
He's played in 22 games.
Yeah.
He's
Wow, okay.
averaging 1.1 and almost half a block.
Well, if you're averaging 1.1, that means you're getting aggressive and you're out there because you're getting a foul somewhere because you're averaging 1 point. So it's
He is shooting 90% from the free throw line, which is
yeah.
I don't think he's shot a lot of free throws, but I'm going to guess that's like a maybe 10 total, and he's hit 9. But
He was good last year in college shooting free throws.
Yeah.
He's actually a good free throw shooter.
yeah, you expect the shooting to get better because of that. It's a
He
good
did just start
indicator.
playing basketball like 4 years ago.
Yeah, definitely a project. So yeah, Sam, based off those stats, where would you put him?
D,
Okay.
right?
It's fair.
But I do like the free throw percentage just because I'm a firm believer that if you're in the NBA, you need to be making free throws. So D+.
Yeah. Yeah, good free throw shooter, especially for his position.
Sam would have put Shaq in the D tier.
Only off free throw percentage, yeah.
Free throws, though.
Yeah. All right, Bentley, what do you think? This is your guy, one of your guys.
He is one of my guys. I remember telling you last year at the beginning of the college basketball season that Cooper Flagg might be the third most impactful freshman on the floor for Duke. And I said that not because I did not think Cooper Flagg was going to be good. I said that because the other two guys were going to be better. You know what I mean? Obviously, I was wrong, but I was just wrong because Cooper was so much better than everyone else. But yeah, I thought it was going to be Knipple because he was going to have the ball and take more shots. And then it was going to be Malawach because of his rebounding and defensive capabilities. Both of those were like true. Khan was an awesome shooter, scored a bunch, and Malawach was a freaking awesome rim protector and rebounded the hell out of the ball. I still think that player is in there. He has all the size and athleticism to do it at the NBA level. He did not get drafted to a spot that I think is conducive for his development. You know, they do the whole Mark Williams thing. This team was supposed to be bad this year, and they've decided that they want to be good and compete for a playoff spot. So he's in a position right now where he's not being given the opportunity to develop with like real NBA minutes. You know, he's playing G League. He's played in 22 games. He's playing 4 minutes a game in the NBA. It's like, man, what do we do with this? I would have him in the B category because I watched him play 38 games at Duke last year, and he was awesome in every single one that I can remember. I don't remember watching a game that he played going, man, that guy shouldn't be in there right now. I would put him in B based off of his potential and his size and athleticism. I think it's all there for him to be a very, very impactful big man in the NBA going forward. That
Yeah,
might
I
not
think
be in
that's
Phoenix, though.
I think Phoenix is okay. I could definitely, like I said, I could see him near the end of his rookie deal being the starter there, and he needs that type of development timeline, I think. I agree. I don't have any notes. I'll say B as well. I think the potential is very high. He could end up being a top 6, 7 guy from this class, I think, relatively easily. Obviously, probably on the lower end of that, but he also could end up out of the league if the skills don't develop. So it's just one of those guys. But I think that the potential is definitely better than most. All right, on to another Duke guy is lighting the world on fire. Con Knipples. Anybody not want him in S since he's already been put in S tier? Anybody?
I will hear arguments to the contrary if you have them.
Well, let me say his stats real fast and
Go for it.
18.8 points, 5.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, almost a stock a game, 0.3 threes per game, 48.5 from the field, and 89.7% from the free throw line, 2 turnovers a game. I think his 3-point percentage is incredibly high as well for a rookie. I don't have it up on me, but yeah, those are all pretty good. Obviously, the stock's not amazing, but you're getting something in the steals department and plays with a player that I think probably will help that. I think LaMelo Ball will honestly be a benefit to him, getting him shots. As much as you hate LaMelo Ball, Bentley, I think it's actually an offensive benefit to Con. So yeah, I'm fine with S. Bentley already put him in S before he talked. So Sam, do you oppose S tier for Con?
Yeah, definitely S. Con makes me I'm upset, and I'm upset with myself because I wish I paid attention more to like college basketball and the draft before we did our draft for the fantasy league, because I would have picked Con probably before Bentley did. Yeah, I
There he is.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I forgot I was sorry.
Get the
Wrong tab. Sorry.
But yeah, no, I like him a lot. I think he's great. 3-point shooter. I think he was ahead of Steph with the 3-pointers this season. I can't remember if he was tied with Steph Curry or
He's in the
he
top
actually
3, I believe, in
top
three-pointers.
3. Okay. Yeah, no, he's a great player. And when he's not, making big baskets, like a lot of points that night, he's still doing big things on the court, which I enjoy. So yeah, definitely yes.
All right. I don't think we have anything really to talk about. He's been elite offensively.
He's on pace to be the most efficient, high value rookie scorer of all time.
Yeah, I have him third of this rookie class. That's where I would have him third. And I think he's slowly creeping up to second for me. But I currently would have him third. And I'm not opposed to people saying he's number 2. Definitely 2 currently, at least current production. All right, let's move on to a teammate of his, who is not performing currently, but I think is a little bit of a project. His UConn, not his college teammate, but his NBA teammate, UConn shooter, taken near the end of the first, was a highly regarded high school player, and then shot not great in college, but kind of took a flyer on him. And in Charlotte, Liam McNeely, who hasn't done a ton. I think he's mostly been in the G League. Bentley, I believe you own Liam McNeely, or you did at one point.
Don't think he's on my roster anymore.
I think you cut him. So tell us, why'd you cut him?
Because he doesn't play in the NBA. He plays on the Charlotte G League team.
Right. And
you're unfortunate, but
you're trying to compete. You have a good team. You're trying to win now.
I'm trying to do what the Warriors unsuccessfully did and played the 2 timeline game,
Yeah, I get that.
I'm competing now and I'm competing in the future.
But he did not make the second timeline either.
I like McNeely, I guess. I don't have super strong feelings about him one way or the other. You mentioned it. He was a little underwhelming when he played at UConn. He's been underwhelming since he came into the NBA. It's like, I get it, you're only 20, but if you're gonna be a guy who sticks around for a while in the NBA, you have to play in the NBA. I mean, you got to at least be on the roster. So I've been disappointed by his NBA debut so far. So I would put him in like the C because the pedigree is still there technically. He's not 25. He's only 20. He still has time to grow. But the signs, like the flashes, have not been there. Some of these guys have shown flashes. He has not. Not yet, at least.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Sam, his stats look rough, so I'm going to kind of guess where you want to put him. Let's first ask, what do you think about Liam McNeely's hair? Because I feel like the stats are not great, so we kind of know your answer. Have you seen Liam McNeely's hair? Specifically, I want to say the picture he took when he declared to go to Indiana, that hair. He then transferred to or not
I would have
transferred,
to look
but
that up. But the
yeah.
picture I'm looking at, his hair is different.
Okay. All right. What tier would you put his hair in?
His hair, I would put it as a B.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his hair is a better player than he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Right.
yeah, Bentley's not even feeding off the potential of this guy, so I'm not even gonna waste my breath. You guys got it.
Is this the picture you're talking about?
No, but that
Wait.
one's great.
Good golly. That was the first one is the one I was looking at.
Yeah, I mean, even in a fantasy perspective, his best case scenario is he's like, I think like a 3 and D guy with some creation, which is not like incredibly useful. So I think he's probably D tier for me right now. So what did you say, Bentley? C?
I said C. D is fine. I have no problem with that because he just doesn't play in the NBA.
Like I'd rather have Danny Wolf right now.
Yeah.
Danny Wolf has like a chance to be like a fantasy relevant player, I think. McNeely, even if he like does really well, it's like how relevant would he be? I don't know. Okay. D tier he goes. All right, Caleb Love. Bentley, I know where he wants to put him. Yep.
Sorry.
I did not think was an NBA player in college. I didn't think he could play in the league at least for a long time, but he's been scoring the ball with Portland when they've had some injuries at the guard spot. He hasn't played much now because Scoot's back, and I think he's gonna lose some of his playing time. But I guess first, is he gonna stick in the NBA? Because if he doesn't, then he's obviously D tier. But if he does, what is his outlook? Bentley, go ahead.
I think for him to stick around the NBA, needs to become significantly more efficient, because that's all that he offers to a basketball team is the ability to score the ball. It's really all he did in college was score the ball. There's 1,000 guys that can score the ball in the NBA. You gotta either be hyper efficient to doing it or bring something else to the table. Yeah, I wouldn't even put him on this list, honestly. But
F tier.
I am admittedly biased in this situation.
Okay. He has played 43 games this year.
Yeah.
He's averaged 11, 2.7 rebounds, 2.6 assists, half a steal, 1.3 turnovers. Doing something, but he is not a young player. He's 24 already, and in I think a team that's going to try to compete soon. So who knows what that looks like in the future for him. Sam, what do you think about Caleb Love?
I mean, the numbers look good if he's getting playing time when certain players are injured and he's putting up numbers, then that's good. But I think Bentley made a good point with being efficient. Like if you're not gonna put up the numbers, if you're not gonna be a high scorer, then you need to be doing it in other ways, and that can be really frustrating to watch when you're not doing that. I would probably go C just because you are putting up better numbers than others on this list when you are playing.
Yeah, I think efficiency is a problem. 40, 30, 75 over his last 10. It's even worse than his season stats, which are 40, 32, 75. So he's actually dipped a little bit in the 3-point percentage. So I think we're all in agreement he should be in D.
Sam said C.
Okay.
I mean, D's fine. Yeah, but I mean,
he's a good flyer. Like if you need a
Yeah.
guy for like a week and they got some injuries, like he's not bad. I don't think he's a keep on your dynasty roster for more than a couple weeks max, probably. Like if Drew Holiday's hurt, Scoot's hurt, and he'll get some playing time. But then Dame comes back next year. The path does not look good. Let's just say that.
Shaden Sharp is there.
Shaden Sharp, yeah, to play the 2. Yeah, not amazing for him. All right, let's move on to Micah Peavy, I believe. I think we clarified that that's Micah Peavy. Yeah, I don't have a lot of like really strong opinions on Micah Peavy. Not that I think he's like a bad player or anything. I actually think he's played quite well the few times I've watched him play. But is he super relevant? I'm not sure. It was the average 4.5, 2, 1 assist, 0.7 steals, makes half a 3. Field goal percentage is pretty rough. A good Pelicans team. So maybe there's value that he probably plays for the Pelicans because they're not good, but I don't see a lot of long-term value. So I'll start us off. I think this is also a D tier player, but could play a couple years in the league as a end of the bench guy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he's a second contract guy. He's already 24.5. Doesn't play a lot in New Orleans. I mean, I don't think he really doesn't. He's not a rosterable player in our league, I would not imagine, and likely not to be someone you hang on to for long-term upside.
Yep. All right, Sam, you're a Micah Peavy fan.
big one. No, I would go D just because I think when you play on, worse teams that aren't very good, and your numbers are still low and you're, playing at the end of the bench and all that, like it doesn't really prove your worth. So, I mean, I don't really know much about him, but if you have bad numbers and you're on a bad team, it's hard to defend that. So,
Do you know where Micah Peavy played his college ball?
There's
no,
a
but I
picture of him right there. It's hard,
wish
hard
my
to
eyeballs
see it.
had Zoom.
You have 3 opportunities to get the answer correct.
What do you mean?
Like he played for 3 different colleges.
Yeah, he transferred quite a bit, as everybody does
I don't know.
nowadays.
Where do you go to school?
So Texas Tech, TCU, and Georgetown.
Dang, Georgetown. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
That's right. You're
Georgetown.
like right next door to there.
Yeah, she is very close to Georgetown. All right, let's move on to a good player. Colin Murray Boyle, CMB from the USC.
Hey, there it is. There it is.
South Carolina guy, an undersized big 4/5, and in Toronto. He's an analytics darling. Analytics loves him. He can do a little bit of everything except for shoot consistently. but rebounds, passes the ball, blocks shots, gets steals, makes shots around the basket, hustles. I think he's fun to watch. I think he can give you a lot of different things from just a basketball perspective, and you can play him in a lot of different roles. You can, give it to him in the short role, let him kind of work, dribble a little bit. And then obviously in fantasy, he does all those things. So he kind of hits a lot of different categories. And as an owner of him in our league, I'm going to hype him up. I think I have him in A. That's where I would put him. But I think there's an argument for S or A. But I wouldn't be shocked if at the end of this he ends up in the category of like Derek Queen and those types of guys. Finley, I know you're a South Carolina fan, a football fan. So what do you think about CMB?
Love CMB. I think he's an awesome basketball player. I don't know that he's ever going to be like a superstar in the NBA, but he's a guy who's going to play a really long time because he does all the dirty work and is also good enough at the counting stuff to be impactful on good teams, right? He's going to be like, if he were to ever play on a team that wins a championship and you're doing an interview, it's like, who are the most impactful guys on this team? He's always going to be like the second guy listed. It'll be like the superstar is like, also, we couldn't have done this without CMB kind of deal, right? I would also have him in A. I'm not going to put him in the S because I don't think the ceiling is there. Now, obviously, I could be wrong, and he could develop this like highly intellectual offensive game where he's just an elite playmaker and then scores enough to be dangerous. I don't really foresee that happening, but it's a possibility. So I feel strongly about putting him in A. I feel pretty good about it, actually.
All right, Sam, we both said A. How do you feel about CMB?
I like A. I think he's pretty well rounded. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna compare him probably to like Jalen Williams from OKC because he's not the guy that does everything, but he's the guy that is like the right hand to that. So I like it. I like the numbers. Seems like he's well rounded, so I like it.
Which
Yep.
Jalen Williams are you comparing him to?
The real Jalen Williams.
The one that played at Arkansas.
No, the one that is the number 2 at OKC. The one that should have won MVP finals last year.
She's
Well, like, like
that he's
I'm not saying like player wise,
Yeah.
I'm just saying like relationship wise, Like
does
he's
a
not
little bit of
He's
everything.
not the guy that does all like the big numbers, but he's the guy that like is right there with him. Like,
Right, sure.
get it?
I see Draymond Green comparisons a lot. That's like a common one you see, which I think obviously if he turns out to be Draymond Green, that's pretty good. Draymond Green's gonna likely go into the Hall of Fame, a player like that. But yeah, I think A is pretty clearly where we're all. So I'm good with that. Whenever our pilot is ready to put him there. Oh, thank you, man
He's there.
behind the
He's
screen.
there.
Yeah, we pay this guy. He's a fourth member of the crew to move the pictures around. All right. We'll speed run some of these because they're not the most interesting people in the world. But Yannick Conan Niederhauser here, really good around the rim. Doesn't do much else, but should get some more playing time with the Clippers now that Zubats is gone. So I think there is some interesting current scoring that will happen. So I put him as C just because of that. There's some ceiling there, obviously, but I think he's going to be a rim runner most of his career and not much else. So.
Yeah,
Any
I think C as well. The Zubac trade will bump up his minutes, but I don't think the Clippers look at him as a long-term solution at the center position.
Yeah, he needs to get better if that's the case. Do you agree with C, Sam, or do you like Yannick a little more than that, or worse?
No, C is okay. I'm curious to see how he does with the Clippers now, but yeah, C is okay.
All right. Cool. All right, on to one of my draft darlings, Nolan Traore. I'm a big Nolan Traore fan. Maybe the quickest guy in the draft from France. Was a well-regarded prospect until he shot terribly the year right before the draft. Shot relatively well every year before that, and then shot really poorly until right before the draft. I think he has an extremely high potential, but an extremely low floor. He's got like a Jalen Green first step, but without the shooting ability that Jalen has, and that's saying something because Jalen Green is an inconsistent shooter. But I see the playmaking. I see the steals being there because of his quickness. He can get to the paint, break defenses down. I do think he'll have a chance to be a pretty good player. I personally would put him in B. I know a lot of people would disagree with me. I'd put him near the end of B, but I like him better than the guys I'm seeing in C right now. But he's just a personal favorite of mine. So
Yeah, I'm fine with him going to B. That's fine. He's athletic as shit. So, and he plays for a team that is not going to try to win anytime soon. So he's going to get a lot of run there. That's fine.
he might be their only real point guard too.
Also true.
If Jamin or Jamin is not, if he's just like a big wing, like a playmaking wing, then he's their only actual point guard. Sam, what do you think about our Frenchman? As we established last pod, you're not a fan of the French. You've said it
I knew
many
you were gonna
times
say
to
that.
us in private, but if you could put your biases aside, where would you put him?
What did you guys say? B?
Yeah, we're B is a potential. He could end up in D very easily.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's fine. I mean, the hustle is there, and that's what we like, right? Like the effort. And what is he averaging? 6 points? Yeah,
He's been playing
he's
more
fine.
recently. Yeah,
Yeah, B's good.
cool. That's a sleeper. If you're a really bad team, I would pick him up. If you know you have like a 2 or 3 year window before you're going to compete, I would pick him up. All right, now we got another Frenchman. This is a French draft. Noah Penda. I think he's fine. I thought he was a first round pick. He went in the second, but high second. I don't think he's super interesting. I'd probably have him because he's in Orlando. I'd probably have him in D. If he was a different team where he'd get more run, I think he'd be in C. But I worry that he kind of plays positions where they have a stacked roster currently. So I'd put him in D just from opportunity perspective.
I agree. Although, you guys might tell me he's the best player on Orlando's roster, and I could just be wrong about everything. So who knows? I'm fine with D.
Yeah. Another guy you could take a flyer on if you have like taxi squads. He's not like a terrible flyer, but I don't personally see it. I know other people do, but I don't personally see it. Sam, do you disagree? We got 2 Ds.
No, I'm gonna say D as well.
Right. Because no one can take Franz Wagner's minutes away. All right, on to another Brooklyn Nets. This is the Brooklyn Nets draft, so we got another Brooklyn Nets player. Drake Powell. I'll give my quick opinion on Drake Powell. Incredible defender with some shot-making ability from 3, low volume, but maybe that's something legit. We don't know yet. Has played okay, and some of the numbers look decent, but I definitely think from a defensive perspective, he'll play in the league a good amount of time. You just hope he becomes, a 3 and D guy with maybe some ball skills. So I'd have him probably C personally, just because I think there's some potential there. I think he'll be a decently long-term NBA player. So that's kind of my. Sam, are you a Drake Powell fan?
Well, I picked him up on my team actually with all the injuries I had, and I just was holding on for dear life, so I just needed somebody putting up some kind of numbers for me. I would agree with C. I don't think he's super outstanding, but he's out there. He's decent, so I think that's fair to say. So I would say C.
Hey, he's giving you 6 points a game. That's something.
Yeah,
he's
I need
actually.
everything I can get right now.
Yeah, Brooklyn's gonna let him play. So, all right, Bentley, a disagreement.
Yeah, this guy, I'm going to put him in D, and I have very detailed analysis as to why. Does anyone know where Drake Powell was born?
Where he was born?
Yes.
Was he born close to Chapel Hill?
He was born in a small town in the state of North Carolina that goes by the name of Durham. Does anyone know where Drake Powell played his college basketball?
He definitely did not go to North Carolina, your hated rival.
He did, in fact, go to the University of North Carolina. Now, there's another school in the state of North Carolina that goes by the name Duke University that is physically located inside the city of Durham. They have a pretty good basketball program. You may have heard of it. Yeah. To be born in the city of Durham and to go play college basketball at the University of North Carolina, you can't. That's automatic D. It just is. Automatic D for me.
It might have felt like home to him.
He's from Durham. It's literally his home. You have a home cooked meal every single night if he wanted to.
Right. It might have felt right. I don't know.
We can put him in C. That's fine. He might be an okay or to good basketball player for a while in the NBA. I do agree with Ryan. He's better on the defensive end than he is on the offensive end. I just how are you born in Durham and you go to Chapel Hill? I don't understand that. Fucking poverty franchise over there.
All right, let's move on to a real North Carolina team.
Hey. Oh, I didn't even realize we were doing that next. Crazy.
We got Duke legend Tyrese Proctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cleveland. He's got some playing time there. He's done a little bit. They needed some backup guard with Lonzo Ball's knees. Don't seem to work anymore, and he's obviously been traded. And I don't think he's been cut yet, but I think that's what's going to happen probably. Proctor is there with that guard room. He's an older rookie. He's 21, I believe. Steady hand, not high potential. Somehow shoots incredible from the free throw line, except for in important games. The ceiling's not there for me to be super interested. He's like a flyer if you need someone for a week, but I'd have him in D just because I don't think there's a ton of potential there.
Yeah.
Bentley, what do you think about your boy?
I would also put him in D. I think he should have stayed in college for another year, but I get wanting to, go make more money. Although the argument could be made that he would have made more money at Duke than he's making in the NBA.
Probably.
The ceiling, like you mentioned, probably not there. It's pretty, a decently high floor. He's a good basketball player. I don't know. I'm fine with D, especially with James Harden coming over there now, too. It's like James Harden plays every game. And he plays a lot of minutes. So, how much run is Proctor going to get going forward? I don't know.
Yep. Sam, do you disagree with our two Ds?
No, I agree.
Okay, easy enough. Here's a guy everybody thought would go higher in the draft, but didn't. He ended up in the second round. Rasheer Fleming. A lot of people had him as a first rounder, power forward, long, could do a little bit of everything. He's in Phoenix. Hasn't shown a lot yet. A little bit older. He's 21. I like him, though. I think he has the potential to be a contributor. I'd probably have him in C. He needs some time. But I think if Phoenix ever gets out of the we're trying to compete right now phase, I think he'll definitely be a worthwhile add. He's just not currently one. So, yeah, that's kind of my opinion. Nothing crazy, but has a higher potential than most of the people in D, in my opinion. Bentley, you a Rasheer Fleming fan?
I mean, he's fine, I guess. I don't really have strong feelings about Rasheer Fleming one way or the other. If we can put him in C, I guess that's fine. I don't know. He's not in a good spot in Phoenix to develop, same as Malawach.
No, there's an argument you shouldn't roster him. I just think at some point he has a decent chance to play. It just will take a little while. Sam, what do you think?
I think C's okay. He's not putting up anything extravagant. His free throw percentage isn't great for the lack of minutes he plays too. C's fine.
All right, easy enough. Him and Malawach going to make a great front court one day is what I'm saying. All right, now we got another guy who I also thought was a first round pick but didn't go in the first round. Unfortunately for Sam, he's French. Maxime Reynaud from Stanford, plays for Sacramento. Kind of an offensive big, was a great offensive player in college, was one of the best offensive bigs in the country. Yeah, he's shown that in Sacramento when they've had injuries. I think he's been decent. He's averaging 9.6, 6.4, 1 assist, half a block, half a steal. He makes a three every now and then, 55% from the field. That's solid. I think he's a nice player to have on team. Sam has him, surprisingly, as much as she hates the country he's from. I think he's been pretty good for you. What do you think, Sam? He's been a good contributor, right?
Yeah. That was valid advice you gave me a couple weeks ago, Ryan, is to pick him up. I like it. I think I would probably I might do B, just because when he's on the court he exists, and he's consistent. So I would probably do B or C. I like the boards. So yeah, I would probably do one of those.
All right. Bentley, what do you think?
I can't put him in B. He's got to be a C tier guy for me. I mean, just based off of your potential current output on the court. He's not my guy. I'm not saying he's bad. It's just not my cup of tea, I'm not personal opinion there. I mean, he's fine. He'll be in the league for a little bit, but he's not going to be a staple of a winning lineup going forward. I would not imagine.
I think that's fair. I think he'll be a better fantasy player than a real life player to some extent because being a center who's not a great defender is always tough to get playing time. I would have him in C. I think right now there's argument he's a rookie, like rookie season statistics. He's been pretty good, averaging 10 and 6 and an assist, from a center position, pretty decent. But I think long term, he'll be best case scenario rotation big, which is fine. Good that could end up being good. Good. He's got like Mo Wagner vibes to me somewhere in that
Yeah, that
kind
was
of
a
range.
good comparison.
I don't know if Mo would be mad about that because he's German and he's French, but I don't know. I try to stay out of that. All right, on to Will Richard, my favorite Frenchman, Will Richard. I did not expect him to play as well as he has. He's averaging 6.8, 2.5, 1.5 assists, 1.2 steals, which is really his best number there. Decent from the floor, decent from the free throw line, makes a three a game. I think he's been good. I think Golden State can only hold on for so long before they got to rebuild, but I don't think he'll be a part of either section. If they try to compete, I don't think he'll be a huge contributor. If they try to rebuild, he's already 23. He's not like, I don't think he'll be a huge part of it, but he's fine if you need steals. He plays enough. He has 47 games played, so I'd put him in C just because he gets enough currently to play him if you need those statistics. But I don't see a long-term fantasy relevant player. Bentley, do you agree, disagree?
I do agree. I'd have him at like the bottom of C. Just how many guys come in the league, like pretty good, and then they're just gone. That kind of, not to be rude to this guy, but Will. I don't know if you're a second contract dude.
Got long arms though, which helps.
True, true. Very good defender. Very.
Yep, long arms. All right, Sam. Are you more of a fan of Will Richard than we are?
No, I think what did you guys say? C. C is fine. He's putting up numbers.
Yep.
So yeah, C is okay.
Yep. Good roster this year. I think declining value more than likely. All right, C it is. All right, who we got now? Is that Ryan Nimhard? Ryan Nimhard's an interesting one because Dallas is looking like a full rebuild. Don't know what they're going to do with Kyrie, but without Kyrie, he's been pretty solid. Running the team. He's averaging 6.7, 1.8 rebounds, 4.9 assists. I mean, I think that's a great number. Not much in steals and blocks. Makes a three a game. Doesn't shoot incredibly well. He's very small. 76% from the line. I could see this guy playing a long time as like a third or fourth guard, but he's also incredibly small. Like even even for a small guy, he looks small when you watch him play. He almost looks like Tyler Eulis to me, if you remember Tyler Eulis. Like he reminds me a lot of him.
Kentucky legend.
And I thought Tyler Eulis was going to play a lot longer than he did. So that makes me not feel like Ryan Nembhard's going to play as long as I expect him to. He's nowhere near as big as his brother. I think he'll be a great Real Madrid player. He might play 3 years in the league. Like I could see that, but that's longer than that. So if you need a guy assist, he's good right now before Kyrie comes back. But I think he's a D tier just because when Kyrie comes back, I don't see him having a lot of it. Bentley, what do you think?
I like Nemhard a lot as a player. The point of him being small is impossible to ignore. His best, like his highest level of impact achievable would likely be if he goes to play in Europe, like you said. I think it's tough, like, because he's playing so well, but it's like, can he sustain that for, a career? Honestly, I would probably put him in B.
Okay.
I really like him. I think he's awesome.
So you're betting on he plays a while.
Yeah.
All right, Sam.
I would
we
put
got
him
a
in B.
B and a D. That's maybe one of
I feel like
our
I have
biggest
to pick
spreads.
C. I'm so stressed. Let me think about it.
You love your short kings. We know that.
Yep. I would.
He's not French.
I don't think B is. I don't know. I don't want to say D because I mean the assists are up there, but B I feel like is just such a stretch. So I actually, I don't know because that won't be the deciding factor. I'm stressed right now. Hold on.
I'm
I
fine
think
with
B
C.
is a lot, but I don't like D, so I'm gonna go B. I guess. But I
Okay,
don't like
so
that one.
Like, I'm looking at the guys in these tiers. It's like, I'd rather have him than most of the guys in C. Almost all of the guys in C.
right now, I agree with you, but I would not rather have him than Newell for the rest of his career. I would not
Right.
rather have him than Richardson is the same guy but better probably once he's the same age. Hugo Gonzalez, I would rather have. Like, I'm fine with C. I just think he's probably on the lower end of C.
Yeah.
But if you want it, we have 2B, so I'm fine doing B.
All right, Sam.
Sorry. I was
She's
trying
watching
to
it.
turn the channel.
She's trying to watch a movie over there.
I was just turning the Lakers game on. I'm taking notes as we're talking about rookies.
There's no rookies on the Lakers, so you're out of luck there.
I've been watching this Michigan State Illinois game while we're potting. This game is fucking awesome.
Illinois is really good.
Illinois is gonna lose.
Yeah, Michigan State is I don't think they're as good as people think, but they can beat you for sure. Wagler's a stud though.
So we'll go I'll put him in C. I think that's where we landed. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Ooh, Reyes says Wagler's a stud. He's shooting 1 for 15 today. Oof. That's a killer. 10 for 12 from the line, though. All right. Ben Saraf is next from Israel, another Brooklyn Nets guy. I liked Ben Saraf a lot. He was Noah Essenge's teammate in Germany for Ulm. He played in the championship game while Noah Essenge did not because he wanted to be at the draft. So I think he's got a little bit of drive to him. I worry about the athleticism a little bit. I would have him in C because I do think there's potential that he's a off the bench guy for a long time, and gives you some points and some assists. But I understand if people don't think he has the ability and put him in D. But I would personally put him in C.
Yeah. Sam, you go ahead.
Bentley, I always follow you. I agree with everything you say.
Well, that's factually inaccurate, but
Yeah, I know.
it's why you're wrong all the time.
Okay. I think C's fine. I don't think he's doing anything super impressive. I don't really have an opinion on this guy, to be honest. So C's okay. I agree with Ryan.
Man, that C category is just real crowded.
It's hard. There's just like so many that's.
He had 10, 4, and 4 today with 2 steals.
Yeah.
That's B.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
I'm gonna go. I will also say C. That's fine. The last player from Israel that we thought might be an off the bench guy is now one of the 25 best players in the NBA. I'd say maybe
Yeah,
even
especially
closer to the top. So
Yeah.
maybe he becomes that.
well, I don't see that, but at least
we
Denny's.
didn't see that with Denny either.
I saw it more than this for sure. It was more in the realm of possibility. But yeah, I hope Saraf turns out to be a solid contributor. All right, it's done, guys. Another Duke legend here. We got everybody's favorite name to pronounce. Is it Sion? Is it Sion? Is it Zion? No one knows. It changes every time we hear it. Sion James, who's been really good as a older rookie with Charlotte and contributing currently on a team that's winning. He's averaging 5.7, 3.5, 1.9 assists, about a stock, makes a 3 a game. Horrible shooting percentage. That's not really his skill set, but shooting 85% from the line. He's kind of a bully ball defender kind of guy. Hustle, play. Could play in the league a long time. Don't know if he's extremely fantasy relevant. Again, in C. Before the draft, he would have been a D for me, but because he's played as well as he has, I'm going to put him at a C.
C feels right. He's played better than a lot of people expected. I'm gonna do the LeBron here. I always knew he was gonna be good.
Right. Yeah. You read that book.
Yeah, right. No, he just does all the things that you want a contributing player to do on the court. Obviously, if you take out his shooting percentage, but he does all the dirty work, right? He's a connective piece on that roster, and it's proving out in wins. You know, obviously Khan playing as well as he is, and like their star guys being awesome contributes more than Sion does, but like you have to have those guys on basketball rosters to win games, and he's doing it at a pretty high level, I think.
Okay, 2 votes for C. Do you like Zion James more than the 2 of us?
Zion James is crazy.
No, C is good. Yeah, that's good. I like it.
Currently a winning player. That's what I'll say about him. All right, on to a guy who will be a rookie next year as well, Thomas Sorber, who Bentley has on his roster. So I'll let him say how he feels about Thomas Sorber.
I'm going to put Thomas Sorber in the A category. That's my vote. We have no idea what he's going to look like as an NBA player, but he's going to an awesome situation where the expectations for him will be next to nothing, and he can just play as many minutes as they give him and not have to worry about making mistakes or anything because the team is going to win basically regardless of what he contributes. I think given that level of freedom to play in the NBA from the start can be a very liberating thing. It also can be bad. You can develop bad habits and not even think about the consequences. But he's big, he's talented, he's going to catch a lot of lobs, he's going to set a lot of ball screens and have hard rolls to the basket. I think he's going to be a very good NBA player, but if there are, I'm fine putting him in a different category. That's just where I would put him. Because he think about what Hartenstein is doing right now. He is going to be their Hartenstein next year because Hart's not going to be on the team.
All right, Sam, what do you think? We got an A vote for a guy who has not played a minute of NBA basketball.
So that's what I was gonna ask. That's what you meant with the second year rookie. I was like, what? That's
Yeah,
what you meant?
he'll technically be a rookie next year.
Yeah. He tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna say A because he doesn't play, so I
Yeah,
don't
which
really
is
have
fair.
an opinion.
Okay. I like Thomas Sorver, as Bentley knows. I'm more of a B, I think, because I think it's hard for me to put him over a guy like Ace Bailey, who we have in B tier. But Sorver is going to be pretty good fantasy-wise, because I think his defensive statistics will look pretty good. In college, he averaged 1.5 steals and 2 blocks per game. So he had 3.5 stocks, which is, for his size, pretty impressive. He's got good hands. He'll rebound the ball well. He'll finish at the basket. I do agree that he'll get a lot of Hardenstein's minutes, though he's very different than Hardenstein as a player. He's not the passer that Hardenstein is. I like him in B. I'm fine putting him in A because if Bentley, it's on his roster, so I'll let him be the tiebreaker. So we can say A, but I would prefer B personally.
We can do B. A was I was a little bit of facetious on my part.
It's
B
just
is
hard
fine.
over Ace Bailey.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
potential of Ace Bailey is very high. All right, now we got 3 more. Almost done, guys. Trey Johnson. How many trays can you put on one team? It's the great question of the Washington Wizards. Don't think he's going to be an amazing categories player, but I think he'll be a very good scorer in the league for probably a long time. Unless he can get his assist numbers up, I don't think he'll be blowing people away. I have him on my roster currently. I expect him to be a long-time scorer in the league, like I said, but it's the other stuff. He needs to get steals, he needs to get assists to really be fantasy relevant. So I'll have him in B just because I think he's got a clear path to success in the league as a player. It's just the fantasy relevance is a concern, at least for category leagues. Point leagues, he's much better. Sam went to a Wizards game recently. He did not play in that game, but how do you look on the bench?
From as far as I was, I don't really know, although
Okay.
I wasn't too far off. But yeah, I mean the points look great. I think if you're on the Wizards though, and the rebounds and the assists are super low, I would like that to be higher just because the Wizards don't really have anything. So yeah, you got to be able to do something there. At least for me, I don't remember. What did you rate him, Ryan?
I put him in B.
Yeah, I think B's fair just because the points are there. But I think you're right. I think I would more rebounds or more assists or some. You got to give me something else. But I think B's good.
Yeah, he's gonna be good from the line. He'll hit some threes. Like that's gonna
Yeah.
be the category side of the house for him. Bentley, do you disagree?
I was gonna say C, but I'm fine with B. He's a guy with a lot of upside potential in the NBA. He's gonna get a lot of minutes. I'm fine with B. We're hoping on the potential here, you know?
Yep, yeah. Could end up in A, could end up in C. I think that's kind of his range. A to C. All right. Here's a guy I think we all probably agree where he should be. I think VJ Edgecombe. He's been great. I think he's got a clear path to more minutes, especially now that Paul George is not in the picture currently, and won't be there forever. Right? Paul George is older. VJ and Maxey will likely be that backcourt for a very long time if they can afford to keep them together. Obviously. Um, yeah, super athletic, plays good defense, shoots the ball. Great straight line driver, can finish at the basket. I expect his defensive numbers to be solid. I don't know how much creation he'll have, but he's been solid so far, 4.2 assists. I just don't know if that ever goes up a ton. You hope it does, and you hope the efficiency goes up, which most rookies it does over time. So I think this is a guy who's going to be 5, 6 categories effective, which is obviously a very good player already at 20 years old. So I would have him an S. Does anybody disagree?
Mm-mm.
All right. And on to our final guy. Well, I actually have one that we didn't list, but our final guy on our board here, Will Riley, who's been lighting up the last 2 games. I
Yeah.
think he's averaging like almost 30 points over the last 2 games. A guy who I thought was like a 3-year project. Already looks like he can play for the Wizards. Played at Illinois. Didn't do a ton at Illinois, but has already shown scoring chops. He had 27 on 19 shots tonight. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, a block. That if he could do that every night, I mean, he's going to be an S-tier player. But I think the ceiling is very high for this guy. I just think he also has a pretty low floor. I would probably, just based off the recent performances, put him at the end of B, which honestly, where he was drafted, you got to feel pretty good that he has that possibility. That's where I would put him. For his season numbers, just to say him real fast, 6.5, 2.2 rebounds, 1.4 assists, shooting 42% from the field, and half a steal, 76 from the line. Nothing else super relevant, but obviously recently has had pretty good numbers. So that's where I would put him. Bentley, as the resident Wizards fan,
I'm fine putting him in B. He's a guy that's been playing better than a lot of people, myself included, expected. I have no issue with him being in the B category. The C category is really full, and looking at some of the guys in there. Well, I say that because it's a large sample size, right? So looking at some of the guys in there, I would rather have Riley than a couple of the people that we ended up putting in the C category. So I'm fine with him being in B. We'll see what his long term like progress looks like, No issues with a B vote from me.
all right, Sam, you got to see Will Riley actually play. How did you? Because he's hard to watch on TV because of Monument Sports Network.
I know.
Everybody's bane of existence in this region. What'd you think about him, Sam?
Yeah, I think B is fair. I think with the the bursts of high points and things like that, it means you have it in you and you have it, and a lot of the C people don't do that. So I like B. The Wizards game was uneventful just because the Knicks were blowing them out pretty early. So I was a little just unimpressed with the performance of the Wizards. I don't want them to obviously keep it tight because then that means the Knicks aren't playing well, but you want a good game when you go in person, so yeah.
Yeah, he had 17 points in that game, in the next game.
Yeah.
Shot 40% from three. His last 4 games, he's at 27, 20, 17, 18, and then the game before that, he had 13. So the numbers have been good recently scoring-wise. The assists are up. The rebounds are up a little bit. The steals are up. Everything's been up. So it's almost as if you play minutes, you put up stats sometimes. He's a 6 guard slash wing player, some high potential with his size and potential shooting ability for him to play a long time and be a decent fantasy contributor with some even higher upside as a NBA player. So yeah, I'm good with B, as I stated. And then last guy that's not on here, but I think has been one of the best rookies to everybody's surprise is Dylan Cardwell, who I didn't add, but has just been great this year. He does everything a hustle player wants to do. He blocks shots, he rebounds, he scores around the basket, kind of.
He steals minutes from Nate Clifford.
Steals minutes from Nate Clifford, which is crazy because they do not play the same position, nor the same style of player at all. He's a 24-year-old rookie. But from a categories perspective, he's been great rebounding and great blocking shots and really great field goal percentage because he only shoots from a foot away. So in situations where you have a team that is built around those categories, I think he's actually a pretty good add currently. I would put him in C just because I don't think he has a super long-term future, but he could play 3 or 4 years till he's, in his late 20s, and then probably will be really good overseas would be my guess. But for right now, he's actually pretty useful if you have a rebounding block field goal percentage team. So but that's where I would put him. We don't have a picture of him because I didn't add him. But anybody disagree, or do they like Dylan better or worse?
No, I think it's a good call.
Sam, you like Cardwell? He's huge. He's got big arms. He's long. Played at Auburn.
No, I think C is okay.
Okay. All right. Well, that's our tier list, everybody. It was a nice, 2.5 hours of work or so. This is the accurate 100% correct list, so no need to listen to anybody else. We're going to do some more stuff in the future. We're going to bring on some other people that are in the league. We're going to do some Q&A and talk about their experience in the league, kind of a beginner Q&A for people who are just into playing that want to learn. We'll do some more analysis. We'll bring on different people with different views. And Bentley and I probably pretty much always be here to ramble on. Sam will be here as much as she wants to be. I'm excited. I'm doing not that anyone cares, but I'm doing a 450 player Dynasty ranking. I hope we'll be done in the next day or two. I've done a top 100. I'll attach that to a pod in the futures if people want to look at it and post it on socials and stuff. But yeah, we'll do more in the future. Thanks for listening. Y'all got anything before we leave?
I
Thanks
don't.
for having me, Ryan.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
I know I
All
had
right.
some good takes.
Some of the best I've ever heard. All right. We'll see y'all next time on the No Ball Dynasty podcast.